Now you're starting out with a song on Friday, everybody.
Woo!
Who did not love this song?
Rocky, baby.
It is. We got to hear the first words, That's the way it goes, right? He's in the ring right now. How could you not?
Awesome, man.
Right to the words. Here we go. Then we're going to lower it down. Oh, this is a long part. Here we go. This is
for Mickey every time I hear it.
All right. That would be a good intro song for every Friday.
Oh, you
think buddy. About it. It's the eye of the tiger, and you're looking for that job. Now you're going to get right out there to argue. We already have Steve. Steve jumps on right away. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Steve.
Yes, and Deb, Steve, he's a great contact. Hey, everybody, it's HireMe Friday. Good morning. And today's guest, we have Deborah. Now I should have asked you before, Bubis? Bubis. All right. That was close. It was like Bubis. Okay.
Close. Not bad.
Yeah, listen, she has over a year with recruiting and 15 in the finance recruiter and 15 years in the industry of finance. And I hoping I say it right, but I'm going to turn it over to you, Richard, to introduce also. And today's focus, everybody, is we want to help Deb find a job. Find her a company that's watching the show that could share this in the greater Philadelphia area. And we give the candidate just a chance to, 15 minutes of stardom here on LinkedIn Live and hopefully, reach out and we're going to listen to Deb. So, Rich, take it on out, man.
All righty, Deborah. Like I always say, we're just going to deep dive right into it. So just give us a little bit of history about, yourself and your career so we all can listen.
Sure. I have 15 years of accounting, finance, and audit experience in the government, corporate, and nonprofit sectors. I transitioned that experience into recruiting for entry-level through executive-level candidates. Wow. I am proficient in LinkedIn Recruiter, automated tracking systems, job boards. I have a really far reach on social media. I post on LinkedIn constantly. It's how recruiters and candidates usually find me. I post from the perspective of a candidate, a hiring manager, as well as a recruiter. And most recently, I placed 37 candidates in a 5-month period for an RPO contract, which I'm really, really proud of.
Awesome.
It was actually one of my first recruiting stints. After that, I worked for a mid-size staffing firm where I generated about 15 client interviews. However, because of COVID, there were a lot of hiring freezes and I was laid off. So now I'm going and I'm looking for my next great opportunity.
Great experience. Wow, Dave.
That is awesome. And I wanted to go, Deb, I wanted to ask you, I followed you for a while and I've seen your postings. And what I like about you is you really, I don't want to say, you care about people in the recruiting and of the candidate also. Because I see you post, you really want to help people, and I see how you say it. Why do you like recruiting? When you changed over, what made you go into that and why do you enjoy it and have that passion?
I got a little tired of working with numbers. I felt as though the work that I was doing, it was fulfilling, but I didn't always get to see results. And I didn't get to go into work with people as much as I liked. And within the recruiting industry, I get to meet really, really awesome people.
Yeah.
And there is nothing that compares to the feeling of when you could go and you could place a candidate.
You got it.
I have so many candidates that write me notes. Hey, Deb, thanks for going and staying up at 10 o'clock at night to help me with my resume. Thank you for going and talking to me on a Saturday morning to help me with a mock interview. That's just the type of person that I am. I look from things from the point of view of I've been a college student. I know what it's like to not always have accessibility to a decent career services department. I know what it's like to work in an industry for 15 years and then be out of work and say to myself, hey, what's a resume look like today? And how do I market myself? And I think the biggest mistake that we all go and make is we market ourselves by going and putting tasks on a resume. So many of us forget to market ourselves by what we accomplished. How did we cut costs? How did we increase revenue? How did we improve compliance? How did we improve efficiency? How did we improve processes? I've had CFOs and CEOs that just weren't marketing themselves properly, so they weren't getting interviews, and I helped them change that. And that's something that I feel like is great and that they appreciate.
See, she said it all, Rich. I mean, right there, and then I'll let you. Rich loves to bring in the great subjects. But Deb, what I heard right there from you is what I'm talking about. You said you didn't just script this. It just comes out Saturdays. Look, and that's what we talk about, Rich. You help that candidate 8, 9 o'clock at night. You don't care because in your field, I can imagine what that's like, because I haven't staffed for that type of career path. And if I don't know it, I do a lot of research on it because you have to, but you've helped. And that's what I mean. You coach the candidate. That's a big, big thing. And how you said results, what you've done. A lot of people don't. Like you said on that resume, it's just look. But what you just said right there brought a smile, like 37 candidates, what you do for CEOs, what you've done to help. So I'm going to let Richard take it from here again. He's always had some great questions.
Exactly. Well, just Deb, you had me fired up when you said weekends and caring. Yeah. That is something that's so special in our industry. So I want to give you 2 props for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just tell me a little bit about yourself, like in the community. I mean, we know about you in the staffing and recruiting industry. What do you do, like hobbies, or what do you do to give back?
I came from a huge government and nonprofit background. I worked a lot with people that just didn't have the types of advantages that I had. My father was a social worker, so I think that helped to go and to just impact my life and realize not everybody comes from the same type of background, and sometimes people just need help. One of the things that I chose to go and to do was to volunteer for a nonprofit that helped people that had disabilities get employment. It was one of the most fulfilling things that I've ever done in my life. You never realize the struggles that other people go through. People that are visually impaired, people that can't go and can't hear, people that just had a stroke, people that are going through anxiety and depression, PTSD. Unless you're someone who's going and living through those types of things, I think it's very hard to go and to identify with what they're going through, and that sometimes they need to go and they need to make a career change. They just don't know how to go about doing it. Sometimes they're going to have mistakes on their resume. I just posted something on LinkedIn the other day. Why are we so critical about people who have mistakes on their resume? You don't know what's going on with that candidate on the other side.
Exactly.
There are candidates that are blind that literally go and use voiceover. They don't always have somebody to go and to check their resume. How do you go and how do you go about saying, hey, we're just going to go and we're just going to take them out of the hiring process? Why don't we still include them and have a conversation with them and see if they actually have the skills and the experience for the job?
You got a comment, Deb.
I mean, that's incredible. What she just said
Thanks, Bob.
is awesome. You know what, Deb? What you're saying there is we are like a counselor, head coach, everything for somebody, because when we get them on the phone, we don't know what their life is about. We just see their resume. And like you take it to the next level, like I love. It's like you're actually caring about that person and trying to see how you can help them more than a job. You're there for them.
And I think that that's important. I think that the biggest and the best quality that we could have as recruiters is to just have some empathy and compassion.
Yes.
You don't know what's going on in someone's life on the other side. You really don't. And it works the same way, candidates, with recruiters. You don't know what's going on in a recruiter's life as well. We're human.
Yep.
That's what it all comes down to. And just having that relatability that we're all people, and you don't know if somebody is going through financial struggles, health struggles, if they have something going on in their family, just being able to take care of their kids. There are things that are going on in candidates' lives and in recruiters' lives that a lot of us just don't go and don't think about. And I think we're hard on each other when really we should try and just be a little bit more understanding and work from there and try and work together to help people get jobs.
Rich, you see, I feel like we're having one of our regular shows here. And here for everybody that has signed on that's watching is, we're trying to help Debbie try to find that next career, and she is free from us. Listen, we're not asking for direct hire fees on anyone we bring on Fridays for hiring. We put Deb's email up on here, and it's right there for you to reach out in, let's say, in the greater Philadelphia. Now, Deb, explain the greater Philadelphia area. So for those who don't, just explain it a little bit.
So I live in the Jenkintown area, which is in Montgomery County, but I'm looking primarily in Center City. It's a huge hub of where our companies and our staffing firms lie. It's easily accessible by public transportation, so I don't have to worry about being caught in traffic or if it snows. I want to be able to be reliable. And if I have to go into office and instead of having to work remotely with COVID, I want to be able to actually be there. And it's just the easiest way for me to be able to do that.
And I only had one more question. I'd always like to turn it over to Richard towards the end here of the interview is, you've talked so well about caring with people, understanding on both sides. That's what I like so far, right, Rich? I mean, this is an ideal. When I just listened to you've talked about both sides. And I'm going to ask you a question as a job seeker now, is if you had to give advice to job seekers, if you had to give advice to recruiters right now looking for, or a company looking for someone like yourself, what would you say?
To candidates, I would go and I would say to just be persistent and to be resilient and not give up. I already mentioned to both of you my story of having 3 contracts and having them fall through because of lack of revenue. It happened. And I say to myself, if those companies wanted me, someone else out there is going to want me too. So that's just my push to keep moving forward.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just a matter of finding your people. To recruiters, I would go and I would say not to just rely on a resume or a LinkedIn profile. Seriously, start having conversations with your candidates. Some of the best candidates that I ever found didn't have a perfect resume. They didn't have a perfect LinkedIn profile. They talked with me about their life, and their life wasn't always perfect, but they made a really good fit in the companies that I placed them with. The companies love them. They're hard workers, and they got to go and they got to have a second chance to move forward. Sometimes a candidate just needs that second chance.
Great.
Rich, I'm mesmerized. I'm just like listening to her. I could listen to you for a while. I thank you. I mean, Deb, you really, I'm just like listening to you. Like, I think you got a great spirit and a great outlook and to provide for a company, everything that you've talked about. But Rich, this is your turn now.
This is time to bring the up tempo. So Deb, for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, tell us and all the world why they should hire you.
You should hire me because I'm a go-getter. I don't give up. My candidates are important to me. My clients are important to me. I have seen things from the side of being a candidate as well as a hiring manager. I understand that hiring managers need to go and need to have someone working in a role where the company is going to be losing money. And I understand that a candidate needs to go and needs to have someone listen to them and learn from them and have an idea of whether they really are a good fit for the company. That's just who I am. I'm someone who tries to listen to what's needed and tries to find the best candidate for that role.
There it is, people. You heard it from Deb. She is available. Reach out to Deb, Staffing Shark, or Dave here on Hire Me Fridays. I'm telling you, this candidate's not going to last long. People's already looking at her. So if you are interested, it's Labor Day weekend. Reach out to her. Like she said, she's always available 24/7 to take your calls. So, Deb, I want to thank you again. And everybody out there, it's Labor Day weekend. So enjoy your last weekend of summer with barbecue, friends, and family like we always do, and enjoy life. We'll talk to you next week. But thanks again, Deb.
Thank you both.
And I told you, Deb, we're going to have you on as a guest because you really have some great knowledge. So you'll be back even as a guest, and we're going to talk about recruiting. That's a promise. Oh, that would be great for us and as a team because I really enjoyed. Look at this. Look at that. We get another one. He says good luck again. So thanks, everyone, and have a great weekend. And again, if you'd be interested on being on Hire Me Friday, reach out to us. This is a free service. Richard and myself love to get back to the candidates because we care about them. We're really trying to help people. It's free. No direct hire fee. You can reach out direct or to us, and we're gonna help her. So,
hey, Dave, I gotta ask you real quick: who gives stuff away free? Does anybody?
I know.
You right?
You realize a free direct hire.
Oh, how much money are you saving? Woo!
You can't, and expertise and just quality candidate that you can just there you go. Look, and that's what it's about for us. So, all right, everybody, have a great holiday weekend. Please be safe with your family and friends and enjoy. And we will be back soon. Thanks, everybody. Everybody won. You can tell it's live. And we're going to end it. Here we go.